You always been this popular?
Well, I do seem to attract the scum of the earth. No offense.
None taken.
Do you have a good memory?
Yeah, why?
UK 2642. You got that?
Yeah, what is it?
It's Krieg's marine coordinates. I think I know where the Spanish took El Dorado.
El Dorado?
The problem is, so that the bastards killed Sully. Damn it! If the Spanish found the treasure, they had to move it there, to that island. And Drake followed him.
Well, what are we waiting for? I'll get the story, and you get whatever it is you're after. Come on.
Hey, this isn't gonna be a vacation, you know.
I can take care of myself. Besides, you owe me one.
I suppose I do.
All right, let's get the details out of the way quick. This is Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first in 3 Uncharted games for the PS3, developed by Naughty Dog, most of you know. This was released in 2007 for the PlayStation 3, and I'm playing it on the PlayStation 4. Basically, that runs at 1080p 60 instead of 720p 30. So it's a little bit smoother, and they did actually go in and tweak some things. Some of the models, some of the textures were clearly updated, but for the most part, this is still Drake's Fortune. This is still a PS3 game, and not even a late PS3 game. The Uncharted games, as they went through on the PS3, they got better and better looking, and then even leading into The Last of Us, which was also developed by Naughty Dog, obviously very similar. Same engine, same controls, and, that was a late PS3 game. Looked amazing compared to this, which is, again, not an early PS3 game necessarily, but it's an earlier PS3 game. It's definitely not a late PS3 game. And again, as you went through Uncharted, the 3 of them on PS3, they got better and better looking as you went. If you've never played an Uncharted game, it's basically an action-adventure, third-person shooter with some puzzles and some of the scaling mechanics that go on to grab onto walls. If you've played one of the Tomb Raider reboots, I've always thought they were very similar. So if you liked the Tomb Raider reboots and you haven't played the Uncharted games, you might want to check these out. And if you've played the Uncharted games and you liked them and you haven't played the Tomb Raider reboots, you might also want to check those out. But again, it's a third-person shooter with a good cover system and some puzzles and some of this wall scaling stuff you've got to do. But it all comes together. It's well balanced. It's just a good action-adventure game, in my opinion. And that leads me to the whole point of this video. Uncharted saved video games for me. It really did. This was a weird time where I had a PlayStation 3 that was literally collecting dust. I didn't play any games on the PS3. I didn't own a PS2. I owned a PlayStation 1, and I liked games like Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And then I went on and got a GameCube because Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 4. And, I got a PlayStation 3 and literally bought no games for it. It was just sitting there collecting dust. The first game I bought for it was like Resident Evil 5. And I remember playing it for a few hours and then for some reason just not liking it. And I stopped playing it. And again, I went years, probably 4 years, not touching my PlayStation 3. Literally just collecting dust. It really wasn't playing any video games at that time.
Okay, getting somewhere.
I didn't even buy Uncharted until well after Uncharted 2 came out. The first time I bought Uncharted, it was in a collection. It's got like the first Uncharted 1 and 2. in a box set. And again, at this point, I literally hadn't touched my PS3 in many years. Again, just sitting there collecting dust. And I don't know, I loved Uncharted. Again, for me, it was the perfect mix of storyline, action, puzzles. I liked the controls. And, yeah, I don't know, it just got me back into video games. Played the second Uncharted, beat it. And then by then, The Last of Us had actually been out for a little while. Okay. And I was able to pick that up used.
Something nasty
And that became one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite modern 3D action adventure game. I absolutely loved The Last of Us. And of course that all evolved from this. And I went back and played Uncharted 3, so I've beaten that, and Uncharted 4 on PS4. I've beaten all 4 Uncharted games, the main games. I haven't beaten that one that was like a spin-off of Uncharted 4 yet. And gone on and beat on The Last of Us Part 2. And so many other games I've gone back on PC and beaten. Resident Evil 5, and actually enjoyed that a lot more on PC. Maybe it was a slightly cropped. I don't know if it's a cropped viewing angle, or just the 30 frames per second or something. Something about the PS3 version of Resident Evil 5 I really didn't like. And then going back and playing it on PC, I beat that. Went on to beat so many games. The Tomb Raider reboots came out, and I really liked those. I've beaten the first 2 of the 3 Tomb Raider reboots. I still haven't played the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but I beat the remake and Rise of the Tomb Raider, Resident Evil 7, and then like Doom and the Wolfenstein reboots. Like I said in a video a while ago, I've beaten more games in the last 6 years than I had 10 years prior. Even like a 3-year, if you took a 3-year chunk, between like 2019, or like between like 2017 to 2020 or something. Like if you took like a 3-year chunk there, I've beaten more games there than I had in like a 10-year span. Kind of like 2005 when I got a PlayStation 3, until 2015. And I don't know, Uncharted seems to be a big reason why I really like these games. Got me playing my PS3 again. It was really the first time I enjoyed playing a game on the PS3 that wasn't like Gran Turismo. It wasn't a racing game.
Thank you. Son of a bitch, where'd they go?
Yeah, I mean, Uncharted really did. I think it really did save video games for me. Again, there was just years where I wasn't playing anything. Years where I wasn't touching my PlayStation 3. And then this came out, and boom, Uncharted 2, The Last of Us. PlayStation 3 was finally getting use. And by this time, this was probably, like, the PlayStation 4 was probably already out at this point. Basically the PlayStation 3 was already end of life. Mine had been sitting there for a year. Again, probably 4 years. We're just literally collecting dust. And so, yeah. The game had notoriously long loading times on the PS3. It's funny now playing it on a PS4 with an SSD in it. The load times in this one are like almost instant. It's like a second. Yeah, and even going under the second and the third one on the PS4. I beat Uncharted 3 on PS4 as well. And there's, the loading times are a couple of seconds, but absolutely nothing compared to what they were on the PS3. It was literally minutes, for sure. Anyways, if you've never played the Uncharted games, I think I got this Uncharted collection for free from the PlayStation Store at one point. So they're dirt cheap, obviously. And I mean, if you're going to play them now, definitely play them on the PS4 or a PS5. There's no point to go back and play them on the PS3 now. Again, 720p, 30 FPS. They definitely run noticeably smoother on the PS4, and I would assume the PS5, obviously. But yeah, great games. A little dated, for sure. Again, visually, they definitely, this one especially, has that quote-unquote early PlayStation 3 look about it. The character models up close, even in the pre-rendered videos. A little weird looking at times, but at other times the game still looks pretty good. I think it holds up pretty well. Definitely worth playing if you like action-adventure games, third-person shooters, if you like the Tomb Raider reboots, if you like The Last of Us. I think you should definitely check out the Uncharted games. Anyways, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought of the Uncharted games. Were you playing PlayStation 3 at the time? Did you like The Last of Us? These were some of my favorite games, and again, from a hiatus of not playing any modern 3D games for so many years, and then all of a sudden, Uncharted 2, The Last of Us. These are all some of my favorite games, and I guess I can thank Naughty Dog for that. Thank Nathan Drake for bringing me back to playing video games, and maybe this game helped shape the way modern games would be made, I think, to some degree. Again, the Tomb Raider reboots are very similar to this, and you look at games like Metro Exodus, like I said, it's not open world, but they make you feel like you have some exploration, and it's not full-on customization of weapons like in Fallout, but you have simple sort of weapons upgrade system that is similar to what was in The Last of Us. So I think a lot of modern games have Uncharted to thank, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking. What do you guys think? I think there's some similarity to a lot of modern games that you can trace back to Uncharted. Either way, guess it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, for me, this did a lot, and is one of my favorite game series, up there with, of course, The Last of Us. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys later.